Hey everyone, how you guys doing? It's February. The Niners lost the Super Bowl.
Monica's still recovering.
Oh my God. Yeah, I had to wipe the tears before we went live.
I know. I sent you a message. I think was on Sunday. I'm like, I'm sorry. I knew you
Yeah.
were. I knew you knew what I was talking about. Of course, right?
Yeah. But hey, there's always next year. So how's everyone doing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let
what's
us know
going
where you're
on?
watching from. Let us know.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason. Let us know if your team won, if you care or not. Let
No,
us know.
we don't want to hear it.
Monica's like, I don't want you to make me cry again. No, I'm kidding. I'm giving you a hard time. But I'm all buttoned up. It's not really cold. I mean, I'm indoors, but I'm expecting snow tonight, so I'm pretty excited. My wife's pretty excited. I
It's
think it's the
warm here. The sun's out.
first time we're gonna see snow in a very long time, or at least fall. I mean, we've seen snow on the ground, but snowfall. So pretty excited about that.
Yeah, because you're in Texas, right?
Yeah. I'm so in Texas right now temporarily, and so we're looking forward to that. Hopefully, everybody isn't being hit by weather too hard. We're all excited
Jason's
about it.
got snow. Jason has snow. Caston's in
Hopefully, somebody's not
Oregon.
trapped in their house going, We don't want any more snow. What are you talking about?" But anyway, I'm pretty excited today. We have a really good guest. One of the things been doing a lot of thinking lately, and there's some things I'm thinking of doing in our group. I don't know if I told you about it, Monica, but just a lot of like what makes me tick in the morning, what makes me want to go and move things, and what am I here on earth to do? So I'm gonna sidetrack a little, Monica. I'll make it quick because I know Dan doesn't have a lot of time, and one of the things I always go back to is I know there's amazing people on this world who have a unique talent or unique expertise or at least a unique way of sharing that with the world. And I know that those are leaders to me. And I know that those leaders are here to change someone's life or someone's life by changing their business. And that in turn creates a better world. So as no matter what small of a change your expertise may make, that's going to trigger something else. Right. So for us here at 22 Social, for me personally, Monica and a few of us here, is we want to empower those leaders to make those changes, right? Empower those leaders by encouraging them and giving the tools that they need so that they actually get the word out and impact a lot more people. And that's really what drives us here at 20 Social, what drives me personally as well, and Monica. And so I'm excited to have Dan on. I know Dan's made a difference in people's lives for a number of years now, and he's making a lot of difference in my life. I started taking his coaching advice about a week and a half ago, I think, or a week ago, and I'm already seeing that my wife's noticing a lot more energy in me, and she's like, "Wow, something is working." So anyhow, so I know that by us empowering leaders, which is what we're here to do, we're giving you the tools so that you actually change someone else's life, and whether it's 10 or 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 people, we definitely have some people who are using our software with memberships that are, if not 1,000, pretty close to it, and they're really making a difference. So we're got a good interview with Dan coming up, but first let's do some house cleaning, Monica.
All righty, let me switch this over. Yeah, so like Renee said, we're going to be talking to Dan, and he's going to talk about just a little simple tweak that he made that really made a significant change. And so we'll get to that in just a little bit. We want to make sure that we're reaching the right people here. Dan's a dream builder. Renee and I are dream builders here at 22 Social. Are you a dream builder? So if this applies to you, then you are in the right place. And please keep watching because this is who we're talking to. Anyone who is passionate about both the products and services that you offer, you deliver, and the people who you help with those products and services, and really, as Renee was saying, really passionate about what you do and really making changes in people's lives. Passionate about that, finding a way to make it a reality, doing it online. So you want to create an online business that earns you stable income, allows you to live that dream, that desired lifestyle, having that business that's going to fund it, and ultimately stop trading that time for money. You want to also build a community. You want to build meaningful relationships and eventually lead this to a community that grows on social, online, platforms like Facebook. This is going to help you scale, reach more people, change more lives, and really make that impact on others. And finally, you want to be committed. So if you're committed, you're willing to put in the time and the work to do this. It's not a lot of work, it's not a lot of time, but it's not going to happen with the snap of a finger. And you really are passionate putting this all together, creating that business so that you can experience not just an overnight or short-term success, but long-term lasting impact, lasting success, lasting fulfillment. So in order to do that, we want you to be able to get that dream out of your head dream state and actually get it into a reality. And the way to do that is to really get down to a plan. You know, what's your blueprint? We call this a dream builder blueprint. So we have a blueprint for dream builders like yourself, like those of us here, like Dan, that's a set of goals and milestones, building blocks that will let you guide you in the right direction to achieve that goal. So the first step, that foundational piece of it, is your dream. You always got to start with that. What's your dream? What's that look like? What are you working towards? What is all of this for? Because ultimately it's going to build a lifestyle for you. You can envision what that looks like. And for everyone, it's different. How are you going to fund that dream, right? What is it that you do? What's your special sauce? What's your expertise? You have that knowledge or that ability, something that you can share, that service you can provide. What is it? And how are you going to be delivering that? What can you promise and commit to deliver? And who needs it? Who are the people that are going to benefit most from your expertise, from your information, from your services? Finding that ideal prospect, that ideal client. I like to call them recipients of the transformation that you offer. And when you know who those are, or you can think of a few just offhand, start reaching out to those people. This is a really important stage where you start inviting trusting prospects, people that you know need results. I believe that's what Dan did with Renee. So they'll talk a little bit about that, and reached out and said, hey, this is what I want to help you with, or this is what I can help you with, or this is the result you need. And here's a way that I'm going to help you achieve that and have those results, and invite them to take you up on your offer. In doing this, not only are you going to be, a plus would be earning that income that you're making while you're figuring things out and delivering solutions, but you'll be able to then create systems and create automation and things in a way that you can then bring more value and nurture those existing clients and customers, members, but also your prospects, maybe new leads coming in, reaching more people and doing it on a continual basis in a way that works and is a win-win for everybody. And you'll learn these things like, is my pricing right? Is my delivery right? What the real problem is, and you know what the first piece of the solution would be. Maybe you thought it was one thing, you'll learn it was something else. Figuring this out as you go through these blocks to ultimately grow this business and scale and really end up helping more, being able to achieve more with less time, less money, less hands on the business, but making much more of an impact, and being able to grow what you have existing, or, evolve it into something else, add new income streams. All of that stuff builds on each other. So we want to make sure that you're doing this in the right way, that's beneficial, and it's going to keep you on the right track. And that's why we created the blueprint. And so there's different aspects of it. As you've known, we've talked about these over the weeks and months and, different years or so that we've been talking about this, interviewing people, doing training. And so you'll see little bits of pieces of that. Today, we're going to highlight somebody who's really doing really well with this. Our guest today is Dan Quibel. He has the Keto Weight Loss Coach is his Facebook page, Dan Quibel, Keto Weight Loss Coach. And he does a Keto Camp Lifestyle membership. If you don't know what keto is, it's like awesome eating, awesome eating and losing weight. But he'll talk a lot about that in his membership. And he's got a community and what he's building with that. I'm going to just put up a little slide here of a few things that includes. But Renee is going to interview him, talk to him, answer some questions. And there was one thing he did that he changed that really, really blew this up and allowed him to just ultimately grow it in a way that, he wasn't doing before. He made one change and then boom. So I'm super excited to hear more about that. We're going to bring him on, make sure that Dan can hear us there. How you doing?
Yeah, I can hear you guys just great.
Good. Yeah, I'll monitor comments. So I'm going to drop out here, but
Thank you, Dan, for being here. I know you have coaching calls and different commitments and family to be with. So appreciate you taking the time to be here with us today.
No problem. I'm glad that I'm kind of starting to impact your life a little bit, and you've definitely been impacting mine. So, it wasn't easy, or it wasn't a hard thing to say yes to anyways, to come on here. So
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, Dan. And real quick, I know that just before we can get to your story, like in 2 seconds, if you could tell us what a keto diet is, just in case someone's been living under a rock. And I'm sorry if I'm calling you that, but you might be if you don't know what it is. But just real quick, what is keto? What is this buzz?
Well, it's essentially eliminating or reducing carbohydrates. So you're switching from being a sugar burner or a glucose burner over to being a, see this right here, little prop that I got. So fat. So you're basically, you're switching from sugar to burning fat, and that fat can come from dietary fat or from body fat. So, and I've burnt a lot of that after making the switch.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm looking forward to, is burning a lot of mine, for sure. that reserve fuel. Well, tell us, Dan, I know you've impacted thousands of people with all the research you've done and all the coaching and programs that you've offered. But how did this all come about? How did you start with keto? I mean, how does somebody wake up one day and say, hey, I think I'm going to do this? I know it wasn't in one day, but how'd that come about?
Well, I guess I was coming up on 40. And, you always hear those stories of, he was just 40. He was out on a run and dropped dead of a heart attack and that kind of thing. So I just kind of felt like, my risk is higher, like my health risk is higher. Here I am, 80, 90 pounds overweight, obese, started having a lot of health problems. And I just decided I'm going to do something about it. And no matter what that looks like, what it takes, I need to make a change. And it didn't just land on keto. I ended up actually doing a plant-based diet first, a vegan diet, tried all kinds of things, all the different diets, which most of them didn't work. And what I kind of discovered was what I really need is a lifestyle change. So I need to, enjoy the foods. I need to be able to do this for the rest of my life. What is something that I could never get sick of? And bacon was one of those things. Bacon, burgers, but that can't be healthy for you, obviously, right? And I found out actually, it can be if you're not having a burger with the bun. It's actually quite good for you and life-changing. It's been life-changing for many people. I wish I knew that when I was, kind of on my way to being 90 pounds overweight, because I loved all the foods. But I would have bread with it, all kinds of sugar as well. And, I would have been happy just having burgers with hot peppers and, condiments on it and everything else without the bun. But I just didn't know that it's the combination of the two, having carbohydrates, proteins and fats together just was not a good combination for me. I would always overeat all the time. Once I kind of realized what paleo was, I kind of first ran into paleo, listened to a podcast actually. So I found this podcast called The Fat Burning Man. He was talking about paleo. He was talking about eating bacon and burgers. And here's a guy that had an 8-pack and he's telling me to eat all the stuff I love, right? So I was like, okay, I got to try this. This sounds really good. And when I heard him, I was actually I was following a plant-based diet, and I thought, this bacon thing sounds pretty good. And my health was actually getting worse doing the vegan diet. So I was like, I'm going to try it. Like, what do I have to lose now? And right away it started working for me. And I was like, I think I'm in. Like, I think this is it. I kind of feel like, but I kept waiting for the catch, and here I've been doing this 6.5 years now, and I'm still waiting for the catch. I've been doing blood work every 6 months for years and years, and it just keeps getting better and better. So it's just worked out all the way around for me: health, weight loss, being able to help other people too. So sorry, I'm losing my voice. I've been just going. I'm busy. I'm really busy now, which is good, but
sorry, appreciate that, Dan. So I'm going to ask, I know you did an experiment, right? So I know for those of you who watched the previous slide, you probably read it on his t-shirt, but if you want to talk about that briefly.
Sure. So that was back in 2015, and I just kind of wanted to show, I had friends and family tell me that bacon's going to clog my arteries all the time and that kind of thing. And I was like, well, let's put that to the test. I'm going to eat nothing but bacon, and I'm going to do my blood work before and after. I'm going to measure my body fat percentage, weight on the scale, and all my blood work and I'm going to eat nothing but bacon for 30 days straight. Got quite the reaction, you know. My wife was not very impressed. My doctor was not very impressed, but since they knew I was going to do it, I was determined. And I had already been doing low carb for a while, so about a year or a year and a half. So I kind of knew that this works, and it works pretty well. My health had been improving, and I didn't really see a problem with bacon because I had looked at, you know, what makes up bacon. We get these ideas in our head, and we always end up repeating them all the time. You know, like bacon will clog your arteries. Like, have you ever heard that one?
Yeah, of course, a lot.
Right. So, you know, just hearing that, you just believe it. You just take it as the truth, right? Bacon clogs your arteries. That's just the way it is. You get away with it. You think you're having something bad. And then it turns out there's actually all kinds of articles in science showing there's no correlation between saturated fat and heart disease. And, you know, there's all kinds of people advocating this diet. So that was one thing. I was like, oh, well, we always assume, right, that we know different things. And it was almost like going through the matrix, like having the pill and everything's different from what I thought, like in the nutrition world, from what I thought would work, what I thought would be healthy. It was pretty much the total opposite on a lot of things. So I was all in on this bacon experiment, and I had about maybe 100, 200 people, friends and family, and, you know, a bit of people on Facebook thought it was interesting, and they were following along. I was taking a photo of each meal, which is actually kind of part of what I end up using as part of my program when I was teaching other people for accountability. But I was doing it for accountability, taking a photo, just showing like, look, I actually am doing this. I was doing videos, live streams, and would have 2 pounds of bacon every single day for 30 days straight. And, you know, I was losing weight the whole way. My blood pressure came down almost 30 points. So just kind of blown away. I expected that my health's not going to get worse. You know, I thought it'd be like a flat line type of thing. Like it's not going to get better. It's not going to get worse. Bacon's not going to hurt me. That's what I thought. I just did not think that it was going to end up being something that worked so incredibly well for weight loss and for health. Like I did liver marker stuff. I did my blood pressure, cholesterol, A1C, blood sugar, insulin, inflammation. Like we did all of these markers, and all of them improved, and not just a little bit, but quite a bit. So that was an eye opener for a lot of people. And suddenly a bunch of blogs covered it, and it kind of went worldwide. And I had 3,000 people in my group in 2 days, and they're all wanting to do it. And I was a little hesitant at first because I didn't want to start recommending this, because it's still, even to me at that time, it still seemed a little crazy, like just eating bacon. It wasn't supposed to ever be a long-term thing, just like a stunt to kind of bring attention to low carb and keto, because it had already started improving my health. And then so I had to kind of dive way into the research. I did not feel good about recommending it to people, even myself at that point. And I didn't find any reason why not. Everything from nitrates to saturated fat to all the reasons I thought were going to be bad ended up not being a problem. And that's kind of what the bacon experiment was all about. And that kind of built me an audience fairly quickly. And I guess in the marketing world, you just call that your hook. But, you know, for me, I just wanted to show them that, no, bacon's not hurting me. Like I kept hearing it all the time, right? You shouldn't be eating that stuff. You shouldn't be eating that stuff. I was like, well, let's see. Let's look at the blood work. That's where the truth is, right? Let's actually look at all my health markers. Is it making me sicker, or is it helping me? And it turned out to, you know, it was life-changing for me. Like a big light bulb went on. And
Good. That's good. I mean, I don't know if I'm brave enough to do it yet, because I don't know if, not because I'm worried about the health. It's because I don't know if I have the willpower to run just on bacon, but I think I need a little bit of everything else. So I'm good with keto for now, but maybe one day I'll do it.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be just bacon. I mean, really, in the end, you know, when someone cuts like a lot of that is when you cut carbs down to zero. Like carnivore is a big thing. All of a sudden, a lot of people are going carnivore, and they're seeing the same type of results, like fantastic, you know, results all the way around.
Right.
So yeah.
So Dan, you've helped after you found out all the benefits of yourself. You started helping a lot of people. You had courses. You've done a lot of coaching, but recently you decided you wanted to start a membership. What drove you to say, hey, I think I want membership?
Well, what I first kind of did was when people were coming in doing the bacon experiment, they were saying, okay, I've lost 20 pounds in 30 days. Some of them would do 30 days, or, see some fantastic results. And then they wanted to, keep going, but they're like, how do I, now what do I do? So I would start to explain low carb and keto to them, because I had no idea what that even was. They just thought the bacon thing was neat. But I found it was really helping them. And then they would have their brother and their cousin and their sister want to do it too. So then I'm trying to help a lot of people. So it was like one at a time. Like it really did start kind of grassroots. And I was like, I need a system. I need to build a system that I can just say, here, plug people into it. You can go through it all, because it's kind of the same thing, like works time after time. Once I figured out what matters and what doesn't. So yeah, I decided, I think it was 2016 in January. I told my wife we're running a boot camp. We're doing a program, and I kind of did it 30 days at a time. But what I found was in January, when everybody makes that commitment, it's huge, right? It blows up until the spring and summer. And then during holidays, my income would go to zero, because nobody wants to do a strict type of diet over the holidays, like at Christmas, right? People want to enjoy their foods and stuff. So the income was just sporadic. So, I thought maybe a monthly membership would be a better, more reliable way to go. And that's when I started looking into it. And I think that's, when I came across you, I was like, wow, like here's someone with a system that allows us to have a membership right on Facebook. And that's where my whole audience was. That's where everybody was. I was already running month to month, 1 month at a time. But I wanted something that was more of a permanent, more stable income, with the monthly membership. And I just thought, I wish I had did this at the start. I wish this is how I had started, because I had 1,000 people come through 1 month at a time. And then I have to chase them down each month. You come back in this month, and, it didn't make sense. And so I would have a really good month, and then it would go down to, I couldn't even pay my bills 1 month. So I was like, no, I got to change.
I think you hit it on the nail, Dan, is just not having to start from scratch every single month and feel like, okay, now January 1st, February 1st, every first of the month, you feel like, okay, whatever I do, I got to resell it again these 30 days. And if I don't sell it again, I'm basically, my income could go down to nothing. So that's where those memberships really kick in. So that makes sense. That's one of the reasons why I think a lot of people are moving to that model. And so tell us, Dan, I mean, if I became a member today, what do I get? I mean, I know you have a $27 a month membership, and you have a group. So what are the benefits that come with that?
Okay. Well, when someone comes in, first they kind of need to know what to eat. So there's a big food list, tells them, people kind of miss their sweets. So they want to know, can I still use anything sweet? So I give them a list of sweeteners, a list of foods. The other kind of catch to keto, if there is a catch, if there is one thing that kind of is a bit of a pain, it's having to keep up on your electrolytes. So having to keep up on your salt and your magnesium, and those are your electrolytes, and potassium. So I explain that, right? What the risks are with that, and why you need them, and it's education. So I do live stream just like this 3 times a week inside the paid program. Give people a complete menu, and I kind of wanted it to be like a restaurant menu. So really, really simple. People open up this menu, and just like you're looking at a restaurant menu, like the bacon and egger. But the difference is I give the exact portions, and I'm not making it for you, right? You're making it yourself. So so the bacon and egger is actually one of the things on my menu. It's 5 pieces of bacon and 5 eggs. And then we just kept adding and adding and adding over a couple year period until there's 140 different options. And I've already figured out the portions for people to be able to lose weight with it. So like the macros, they call it. So then, there's not really a lot of calculating. People don't have to figure all this out for themselves, because I just say, if you eat 5 pieces of bacon and 5 eggs, and then you pick another option for your next meal, you're going to not only get into ketosis, which brings down your hunger, brings down your appetite, but you're also going to be using some of your own body fat as fuel every single day. So, I'm giving them basically all the tools to get started, all the education, because there is a learning curve. I was really confused. A lot of free information. Everybody teaches it different, it seems. you type something into Google, there's 50 different ways to do it. And I really had to do it the hard way because it wasn't near as popular when I started, almost 7 years ago. So I had to experiment and test all these things out. And once I felt like I had a really solid method, I know what works, I know what doesn't work, I kind of put it all inside the group in PDF files mostly, but also a lot of video content and whatever kind of makes sense to deliver that certain information that I need to give people.
So they have access to a menu of food and with portions, so they don't have to figure it out. And they have, which is your recipe book, really. A menu. You have training videos. You also go live. You said you go live 3 times a week?
Yeah, it's a little excessive, but this is the time of year when it's really busy, right?
Okay, nice.
A lot of people make a commitment. So I was like, if I'm my group recently blew up, as you kind of know a bit. So I was like, I'm going to give you guys the extra support and kind of come in here. I was doing 2 times a week. I decided to do 3 times a week. There's more to it too. People need to take a photo, of their meals to stay accountable. So they take 2 photos of each meal, post it inside this group to show that they're doing it. Also, I have a thread where different members can work together. They can be accountability buddies. And I suggest people have 2-3 accountability buddies. That way you have people asking about you, right? Are you on program today? Did you, and checking in with each other. So that way it's not all on me, right? All the work's not on me. It's a little community that I've built inside this private group, and they're helping each other out. They're cheering each other on. We do weigh-ins. And if somebody isn't doing well, then the group seems to kind of rally and help that person and get them back on track. So yeah, it's been amazing. It's been life-changing for a lot of people, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. It's been life-changing for them.
I liked how the fact that your accountability is not just me type in and say, yes, I'm keto today, or I'm following the diet today, or the menu. The fact that you ask them to take a photo and all that interaction, what that's doing in the background, for those of you listening, it's actually creating a lot more engagement in the group itself. And that way, when Dan goes live, then there's a lot more chance that they're going to see it right away, see his content right away. And if they consume content, they're going to stick around. So it's excellent for actually retention, by the way, Dan. So good job on that. And I know you don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to ask you, what we titled this thing is, I know there was a change that you wanted to make that was really, really kind of scary initially. So I know some of you may have caught it because it's actually on the previous slide. But let's talk about what that is, what you and why you were hesitant to make it.
Okay. So you're talking about the trial offer?
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. Well, for one thing, I was still struggling, right? I just had decided to do the membership. Instead of doing the 30 days at a time, it was probably, I think mid-November, December. So just recently, decided to do the monthly membership, and, people were starting to sign up. It was starting to go okay. Just wasn't filling up quick enough. I kind of knew in my head, well, we had done the math together actually, what I need to get, like how many members do I need in here to be able to at least get to, a break even point, and then start to build on that and start to kind of get ahead. And, there've been times when I made, 5 figures in a month. And then there's other times I maybe made $1,000, right? So, or I'd make a pretty high 5 figure sometimes. On some months, it would be a really good month and then slow. So going to this monthly membership, it seemed like this is going to be great long-term. But I need to get a lot of people in here, right? I need to get people into the program, into the membership. So we decided to do a trial offer at $1 a person. And right away, it seemed like people they got really excited. Well, at one point I had been charging $99 for the boot camp. It had been running really smoothly, and I felt like I needed to scale up. And on a personal note, I wanted to help more people, right? So that was a big part. I really did want to, help as many people as possible. That was really important to me, to kind of make a difference, I guess. So yeah, as soon as we did the $1 trial, people started coming in groves, because then it's on me to prove that this works. And it kind of took away people's hesitation, like, because the weight loss industry as a, overall, there's a lot of misinformation, a lot of misleading, landing pages out there, and a lot of stuff that just doesn't work, or it might work for a short time and then they gain the weight back. So for this, I kind of felt like this is putting it on me. So they don't really, even cold traffic or people that are first kind of getting to see what I'm doing, it's not hard to spend $1, right? People are spending more than that on their coffee. And for $1, they're coming in, they're getting an entire month, their first month, to try keto out and see, like, and that's what I say. I'm like, come in for $1 and see if this is going to change your life. Like, maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you're not going to enjoy these foods and stuff, or maybe it's, for whatever reason, or it is pretty addictive, a lot of the sugary foods, right? So some people aren't willing to give that up. But what I say is, come give this a shot. And there's lots of delicious foods. You're having beanless chili, you're having bacon burgers, like you're having all the foods that most people love, and see how it works for you. And if it doesn't work, then you can cancel anytime and move on your way. And if you see that it is working and you feel like, wow, okay, finally, I'm not going to be overweight, obese anymore, and maybe I can do something about it. Like, a lot of these people are very sick as well, right? And people have taken them for a lot of money, and people have taken me for a lot of money in the past, and my wife, a lot of diet programs. So when they see that I'm willing to help them for $1, it's a no-brainer, and they're like, okay, let's try it. And it just seemed like people are just willing to say yes to that. So yeah, the group has taken off pretty well. And in 30 days, it's incredible, like how many people have kind of came through. I don't know if you want me to talk about numbers at all, but.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, I think I don't want to into numbers necessarily, but I do want to cover one thing real quick, and I'm conscious of your time. That's why I'm speeding this up a little bit. But I know you were afraid of one thing. I know your program used to charge $99 for a 30-day program. Yeah. So now essentially you're thinking, I think you said your wife was concerned as well. Okay, if we do a $1 trial, we're essentially dropping the price from $99 to $1. Seems crazy, right? And not only that, I mean, we're going to give them the whole shebang, the whole thing. We're going to give them recipes, videos, everything. What's to stop someone from just grabbing all my files and running with it, and it cost them $1, right? Mm-hmm. And one thing we did, just because something we could do with 22 Social, is we decided, okay, why don't we split this and say, hey, for the first 30 days, they don't need every recipe under the book. Why not offer them a chunk of it first? And you actually post that in the book, right? In the group, I'm sorry. That first part of the menu. And then after they've been on for at least 30 days, then they get the rest of it. So at least now you feel like at least they paid for one full month, and they don't even need the whole thing at the beginning anyway. So that kind of, there is an unlock feature with 20 Social that allows you to say, hey, I don't want this section to be open or available until it's been X amount of days. In this case, we chose the 30 days, which is when the next subscription or the next charge was going to hit. So that alleviated a little bit of your fears, correct?
Yeah. Well, then I know that people weren't coming in just to download and cancel, right? Right then and there. So yeah, it made a big difference. Also, I like the app that you added where, I can see who's an active subscriber or not. So that's the other reason I didn't kind of scale things up so much in the past, because I thought that management would be hard, or doing a $1 trial or doing something like this. Because I had it in the back of my mind that something like that probably would be effective. I come from a dating affiliate background where, that's how I watch people build, 7 and 8 figure businesses, dating companies. And it was trials like that, like a free trial or a $1 trial. But I thought, for me, trying to manage that inside the group, and it's so many people, it'd just be overwhelming. But this is where your tools kind of come in really handy for that. Like, it makes manageable. Like, I'm a one-man show right now. My wife's working her own 2 jobs, and she hasn't been able to help me too much. So, without that, I couldn't keep scaling. I would have, I don't know what I would do. Like, it would be very difficult. So having that and being able to see things at a glance, okay, they're still active, or this person's, the renewal came up or they didn't renew. So, I'll remove them and mention, welcome them back anytime. And a lot of people do. Like, I've had people, even just in the last couple of months, they took a month off over the holidays around January, and they wanted to kind of take a diet break, and now they're coming back in. and they get the dollar trial once, and then they come back at full price at $27. So yeah, it's great. I mean, I'm thinking this year is going to be awesome. By the end of the year, I kind of feel like, I'll be really far ahead. And yeah, these tools make it manageable. I don't
check your numbers.
See a weak point.
What?
I don't see a weak point. Like, I'm always looking for what's going to go wrong. I do that with everything, right. Even this diet. Like, what's going to go wrong with keto? It just seems crazy. Like, what's going to go wrong with scaling this up so much? And I don't feel like there's a problem. I feel like this makes it easy to manage a large group and a large membership group and stay on top of it. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about this year.
I was going to ask you why you chose 20 Social, but I think you just answered that by saying some of the tools that we have, and I think Monica's going to cover at the end how some of those tools can make it easier to manage, especially with a group. But I would like to say something, Dan, just real quick. I know I've already started seeing results from your advice, so it's been a week and a half. I already feel so much more energized. I mean, I felt like this morning I forgot to drink coffee. I'm like, my energy was in such a good level that I think I'm finally really hitting ketosis. But so I appreciate everything you've done for me, the impact you've had already in my life. So what I like to do, if anyone's interested in what he's got to offer, there's a link that I think Monica just posted on the comments that you can go and try for $1. I mean, what's a buck? You can go ahead and risk $1. And if you're not so sure about that you want to do keto, if I was in your shoes, okay, and I don't know if Dan wants to hear this necessarily, but if I was in your shoes, I would go in and let's say I'm trying to start a dog training membership or something completely different. I would go and pay the $1, check out what he's doing, learn from him. And who knows? You might stick around. You might go, well, okay, I started because I wanted to learn how he's making his offer and how he's teaching for my dog training business, but I think I'll stick around. You might actually, so because the stuff's so good. So for whether you're interested in keto or you want to see how this works and want to see the whole thing work, and I think it's worth $1 to check it out. So appreciate everything you've done for me so far, Dan. So I know I see you. I check in and check your numbers ever so often, and I know you keep growing. So I'm excited for you.
Yeah, it's still building, and I mean, there's so many different ways to do that. I've even do little free challenges, and then from free to $1, there's not much friction, right? We talk about friction when you're trying to like marketing and bringing people in. It's like, okay, I see this works. I'm proving it even for free to people. And so then just ask for $1. They're like, well, of course, I'm in. Like, what are we doing here? And it's been great. I'm very excited that I did it, and now the rebills are coming in, and not a lot of people really canceling, and that's because I am so active. Like you were saying, I do give so much support, and really, it's even though there's a lot of support there. Most of it's automated, right? Most of it is automated, except for my 3 live streams. So that's 3 hours a week that I'm dedicating to, going in and answering everybody's questions all at once that way.
Great. Thank you for being part of our community, Dan, and building this dream and inspiring others. I'm sure, hopefully, if you've been sitting on the ground and haven't thought of either starting your keto diet or starting your membership, I hope today motivated you to do one of those two things or both. So thank you I know, Dan, you're short on time, so appreciate your time here.
That's okay. Yeah. Thanks, Renee. Yeah. I'm glad I came on. Glad I could come on and kind of explain kind of what I've seen so far. And yeah, I've been impressed. And it's all running really smoothly already. So, and I mean, there's usually growing pains and stuff, but I haven't really seen that. So yeah, I'm excited for 2020. By the end of the year, I kind of feel like, I'll be so much further ahead than where I am now. So yeah, I'm really excited about this year.
Good. Perfect. Maybe we'll have you on again in a few months and talk about those challenges. I know that we didn't have a lot of time to cover everything, but those would be great to talk about as well. So thanks, Dan.
Yeah, much success to you too. Sounds like it's going really well.
Yeah, thanks, Mona. Yeah. So far I kind of see, I kind of felt I wasn't sure how long I'd be able to do this. I didn't know if I was going to make it as a business, even though I was helping people's lives. But I feel pretty confident now that, I'm going to be able to actually make a career to this and be comfortable, make a comfortable living at it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Always
guys.
good to hear that. Love hearing success stories.
Yeah, it's going good. So thank you.
Have a good one, Dan.
All
Bye-bye,
right.
guys.
Thanks. All right. So yeah, I wasn't sure about, you had said we don't want to talk about the dollar, the trial, because that was, the tweet, but it's on his page, on his gate. So when I was doing the mock-ups, I'm like, well, they're going to see it anyway. But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
so, and I'm glad
But
he's
it-
using the extension too. He says he was using the extension that helped him, know like the Chrome extension, who's canceled and who's not. Super helpful.
if you don't know what we're talking about, Monica's going to go through that.
So you're like, what the heck is he talking about? You're going to say something,
and I know we oversimplify it, but really deciding to make $1 offer was really a tough decision, because you're going to go with $1 is not much money compared to 27. So you're going to go with no payment for the first 30 days. So it is a little bit of, it could sound a little scary, but the overwhelming response that he's had because of that trial, I mean, makes up for it, making month 2 so much better, that it just makes up for it. And so totally worth it. So that, and being able to lock up content so they don't get the whole thing till at least they pay for 1 full month.
Yeah, there's so many little hidden gems and features that, we don't really spend a lot of time on. We'll probably have to maybe do a segment on, like, did you know, like little known things you could do with the 22 Social. So anyway, speaking of what you can do with 22 Social, and how Dan was able to create this and do it, on Facebook with his Facebook. I don't even know if Dan has a website. You don't really need one. You do need a Facebook business page though in order to use 22 Social and connect it. Facebook pages are free. They're easy to set up. You can make them your own, kind of make up your own little online hub where, your community hangs out and everything's there. And 22 Social actually connects to your business page. So you don't need a hosting plan or anything like that, where you can create these inviting landing pages and you can have free content, paid content, recurring payments like a membership like Dan has. And you're able to create these custom landing pages. We call them apps. They're mobile friendly. You get a smart link that comes with each one of them, like the one that I shared in the comments there. So you guys can go check out Dan's. And when you do that, you're sharing content and it'll show up with a nice preview image. You could also just plug that link in places like your call to action button in your email signature, send it by text, anywhere. So every install comes with that. And that's how you get the word about your business. So let me kind of walk through briefly for anyone, things like that, but so much better. And I'll talk about why it's so much better. Once installed and connected to your business page, you customize how it looks. So you will add your colors, your fonts, your backgrounds, your images, all kinds of fun widgets. Everything you create is mobile ready. You'll get a mobile friendly smart link that you can share. It'll work on any device. And you can have people checking out your content. Now, you can use it to create whatever you want. Facebook, I believe, lets you add up to about 15 third-party apps, what they call it, application extensions that you can connect per Facebook business page. And so that's a pretty good number of things. Really, you just need one and done to go with a membership, but you can do all kinds of stuff. There's so many ideas. And these informational pages, you can do like what we call ungated, meaning anyone can just land there and see it like any general web page. Or you can restrict access in several ways, like with a free sign up opt-in, like a registration where they have to do something. They don't have to pay, but they have to register. And the do something that they do is log in with Facebook. They're using their Facebook profile to see free content, like a download, a video, an intro to maybe a paid course, which you can then upsell after you give them like a free version of it, webinar registrations, contests, sweepstakes, all kinds of stuff. The other way you can restrict content is with a payment. You can ask for a one-time payment for them to either have access to a course, some type of digital download that you sell, or like a masterclass, or your time. So you can sell your time like a one-on-one session or a group of sessions, right? Like a package, or maybe ongoing sessions, like a group coaching or a membership like Dan's, a membership like a lot of the other people we've highlighted here and interviewed, and we've talked about over the different with using different, like Renee said, dog training, horse training. There's so many different things you could do, the fitness world, the spiritual world. A lot of people are using this. That's our most popular feature, is the membership. That's a recurring payment where you don't just make money once, but you're making it on an ongoing basis, like a monthly basis. And because it's an application that you install on your Facebook page, hence that's why we call them apps. A lot of people get confused and think it's a phone app. It's an application you install on your page. It integrates with Facebook and leverages the power of Facebook. And this is why I say it's even better than just your traditional website or regular opt-in pages, because it uses the Facebook login to gate content. So instead of a traditional like email or username that you sign up with, this allows you to collect Facebook data when somebody wants to gain access to your content or purchase something. And it also prevents people from using a fake email or something like that, or sharing a password for membership. So lots of really cool ways. And one of my favorite ways is the fact that it connects PayPal, the name on PayPal or whatever payment processor, to the name on Facebook will always match because 22 Social connects it. So the way that works is, let's say, for example, Dan's membership, his Keto Camp Lifestyle, we share that link, you click on it, you see it in the newsfeed. When someone sees a link to your page or gets a direct link and lands on your 22 Social app, your landing page there for your gate, they're going to see some content. They're going to learn about what it is, what the price is, or what's involved, or what they're going to get. And they're going to say yes to that. When they click on that, they are logging in with their profile. All they're doing is saying, yes, this is me, clicking and confirming. And when they click continue, they're going to have access to the other side of your app. This is the gated side. We call this the main content. So they're going to say, yes, this is me on Facebook, and log in and get instant access. They'll be able to scroll through and see all of your content, whatever you have protected there, whether they've opted in with just their profile or they're actually paying. You, on the other hand, are going to collect valuable Facebook data. You're going to get a name, a profile. You're going to have information about them, all easily manageable in your back office. We call this the SRM tab of the app. You see this on the admin view. SRM stands for Social Relationship Manager. And here you'll have a list of all of your members or your leads, your contacts, people who have gone through and logged in with Facebook. What I really like is it integrates well with, it's Facebook, so it integrates with Messenger, and it also integrates with PayPal, and it connects that PayPal profile with the Facebook profile. Super easy to just click a button, go right to the subscription page, and know who's who and who's what. We've also added a lot of cool new features. Renee just announced at the end of last year this awesome plugin or extension that it works with the Chrome browser. And this is what Dan was talking about. He's able to easily see at a glance who is in my group that needs to be removed or has stopped payment, or how much are they paying? Are they monthly or yearly? And who's asking, of the people that are asking to come in, my member requests, how many of them are registered and paid members, and I can just let them in without having to do too much thinking. It's a cool little app. I'll put some links in the resources like I did last week as to where you can learn more about this, because I did a whole feature walkthrough of how this works, but it's a Chrome extension that color codes your members. So you pick what color means active, not active, and it'll just tell you, makes it super easy. So that, along with, I think and it works for Messenger too. So you can color code your messages and do prospecting, but things like that, tools like that, and being able to connect to Facebook, and making it so that people like Dan and like a lot of us that are these one man, one woman shows can really do this and make it a reality and get that dream going. Dream like Will Irish making his dream come true, and he's seeing results like that. These are the results Dan is seeing. They're being able to look into their inbox and seeing that, hey, I've got a new recurring payment. And this is allowing them to create more content, free up that time to keep doing what they love, keep reaching out and helping more people. We would love to have talk to you and learn more about all these different, because I know there's so many out there, and we barely even get to touch the surface on so many things you can do and what people are doing and the impact that they're doing and making on people's lives. So how do you get started? What do I do? This sounds really great. What's the first thing I should do? We want to make sure you do the right first thing at the right time, based on where you are. So take an assessment. We've developed a free Dream Builder self-assessment that you can take by going to 22s.com/dream. And that will tell you what the right next step is for you. It'll give you a customized action plan based on where you are on your journey, whether you're in the learn phase, the earn phase, or if you're ready to scale. Just answering a few questions, it'll let you know. While you're there and you're getting this free assessment at 22s.com/dream, you'll also be able to check out our awesome Dream Builder bundle. It's a bundle that's going to let you commit to this dream and save money. So you're going to get a Dream Builder blueprint course where we break down this blueprint piece by piece in module videos that let you learn how to build this, but also how to implement it with the software. So you're building and you're earning at the same time. So along with the course, we also want to give you a year of 22 Social. So when you get a year of 22 Social, you also get the course. It's all bundled together. It's a really amazing price, and it allows you to really start going from day one, customized for you, of course, because you're going to take that assessment and follow along with that blueprint. So we also give this away. So when you check out 22s.com/dream, check out the bundle, get the free assessment. You can also share this with other people. If you know there's anyone who may be interested in this or just wants to check out maybe the training and see, we have some trials they can test out. You can get a referral link. It's another feature of 22 Social where you can do contests and sweepstakes. And we have a contest we do every week where we're going to give this bundle away to one of you. So every week, one person is going to win this whole bundle. If you already have it, you get an extra year tacked onto your 22 Social plan completely free. And this week's winner is, dun, 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 it's not the 49ers. This week's winner is, and I hope I say this right, Lisa, I'm going to say Lisa K. Swiftney from Oakland Township, Michigan. Lisa, you won our weekly bundle. So, woo! You're going to get the Dream Builder bundle, the blueprint course, plus a whole year of the 22 Social standard unlimited plan, unlimited members, all of the features, one full year on up to 3 business pages. So congratulations, Lisa. Please message our page and we will get you all hooked up. Woo! So let's see. I'm going to see if there were any questions, anything else. But, if we don't get to your questions or you think of it later, or those of you watching this on the replay, and there was something maybe you wanted to ask about what we talked about earlier with Dan, you can always ask in the Facebook group too. And 22s.com/dream will also get you right into our Facebook group. If I didn't mention that earlier, there's so much there at that site where you can check different things out. But our Facebook group's pretty awesome. Lots of helpful people in there. So check that out if you haven't been in there yet. Let me see. I'm not seeing questions. Hey, Cassie, you're welcome.
I think we're good.
All righty.
Yeah, this was a good one. We talked about an excellent dream builder. Not only dream builder, but I'm gonna call him the size shrinker because so many people on this group. He keeps sending me messages. Okay, another one hit their goal down 40 pounds. Another one hit their goal down 100 pounds. Another one hit their goal down 50. I'm like, wow, he's big. He's building his dream and he's shrinking and she's shrinking people at the same time.
I know when I was listening to what he was saying, he was actually going through the blueprint, what we talked about at the beginning. He was like, he had all this and he was doing it one-on-one. He was helping people. And then he realized,
right,
I could do this, I can help more people. And then finding out a system that works and then using tools like 22 Social and the locked content so that he can then give them a piece of it, expand that, only charge $1. It's all automated. So I think that's really cool how it's like a perfect example of what we are trying to demonstrate here.
Exactly.
Really working in real life and he's doing really well. So that's cool.
Exactly. So if you're still haven't started building your dream or your dream's only been building in your mind, kind of hit the floor running. I mean, there's so many examples of other people doing something different. Even if you're not a keto coach, even if you're doing something completely different, the application is pretty much the same for everybody. And you could just get ideas from different people and to see what actually makes sense for you in terms of what you want to offer in the group. We have an excellent tutorial. Monica, I'm going to drop the tutorial right now in the chat. If you haven't started yet and you're not sure where to start, this tutorial is probably someone we built recently that really goes through every piece of the system, and that way you're don't have to. There won't be any guesswork. You'll know exactly what you need to do. And if you're not sure, I'd say start with a low price and start with monthly, because if anything else, worst case that can happen is you got to start over. So what? You learn, then move on. But
Right.
you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
And I like your suggestion about, when there are membership owners, business owners that are running memberships that are offering a $1 trial or a $2 trial, sign up. Like that's what's $1 to learn what it's like, because then you'll see, oh, this is you'll see how it looks from the person that's going to be joining your membership, what they go through when they're confirming the welcome message, what happens next when I go to the group, what happens, what kinds of questions is he asking me? Oh, he's using units. This is really cool. Oh, I'm getting this messenger message, or I get an email every week that's telling me what's going on. Like everybody does it differently, and you don't have to do all of those things. I was kind of just naming a bunch of different things that people do, but that's the best way to learn. Like, and then like you said, Renee, like switch it to, it doesn't have to be about keto. It could be about your horse training or, your chiropractor business or something. I've got a client right now that's wanting to do like belly dancing online, and was like, can I use 22 Social for that? I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Wow. That I haven't seen yet. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I know we had a salsa instructor at one point in time. I'm not sure if what he's been up to, but wow, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Sure,
yeah.
there's definitely a market after that. For that, for sure. Yeah. Especially after the Super Bowl, I'm sure there'll be a market for that.
You're talking about the halftime show?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All right. I'm not gonna do that one because that could get pretty controversial. So let's move on. But anyway, we'll see you guys next week. We do have a feature to share. We'll be talking about it next week. So if you
I know, I'm surprised you didn't just do it.
No, we're gonna wait.
Big surprise next week, right?
No, yeah. So we're going to talk about next week. This has probably been the most requested feature out of anything we've ever been requested for. The most people have asked for it. The most people have been waiting for it.
I think so.
It's a big, 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 big deal. And I know I always say that, but this one's
big.
big. I mean, other stuff I've been excited about just because I'm a software nerd, but this one's something that a lot of people have been wanting or asking for. So join us next week. We're going to cover and talk about that.
At the rate you're going, you're going to have to release something new every month, because we had Christmas and we had something cool in January, and now we've got this cool thing coming up in February.
We're on the monthly. Well, we'll see what comes up.
What are you going to do next month?
We're going to do for March. But anyway, just trying to make your life easier. We're trying to help you. Again, like I said at the beginning, our mission is to really empower leaders, to give them the tools and motivation that they need to reach out and make a difference, because we're all here to make this world a better place for ourselves, for our families, and for the entire planet. So let's make it happen.
Yep. All right, guys. See you next week. Bye-bye.